This is a brief demo of Solinftec. You can use this system to help your retail locations operate more efficiently. The first way that we can help you add efficiency is through creating more efficient schedules. So as a location manager, I can come into this system the night before to create a schedule for tomorrow. I can see all my work orders laid out on the map. These are color-coded by blend or tank mix if I'm doing liquid. The next thing I do is I choose a set of machines. In this case, I'm going to choose my spreaders. And then I move on to select the work orders that I want to schedule. The simplest approach is just to choose all of the work orders and then choose Optimize with Alice. The algorithm will run for 3 or 4 minutes, and what it's doing under the hood is it's trying all the different possible combinations of who goes where in what order, and it'll come back with the most efficient schedule of all the ones that it looks at. It's looking at tank mix compatibility. It takes into account cleaning times, the forecast that each individual field is going to experience, and the label requirements for each of the products being applied. When the optimization finishes, I'll be presented with a draft schedule for the day. So I can see here which work orders were selected in the order that they should be done. They're numbered according to the most efficient order. I can click on any individual work order and see the details of who's the grower farm, what's the field, what's the ticket number, what's the tank mix, and application rates, etc. In the left-hand side here, I can see a list view of the same information. I can see the drive times between fields, and then I can also see a notification of whether or not I'm likely to be on or off label according to the forecast of the field and the products that I'm going to be applying. Solinftec's general approach to automation is that we want to take the best of what computers are good at and what our local experts know that we'll never really be able to model with computers. And so, as I mentioned before, we'll give you a good starting schedule, but then we allow the location manager to easily visualize what's going on and make judgment calls if this is the schedule that they want to run or if they want to make changes to it. So for example, if one of your best growers calls in and they forgot to tell you that they planted and they're asking you to, show up the next morning, servicing them today might not be the most efficient thing from an acres perspective, but it could be the exact right thing that you need to be able to do as a business. So how this works is I can click on a work order, I can remove it from a schedule if I need to, I can reorder the work orders in the list, I can move a work order between machines, I can add a work order at the end if I need to. All of this we wanted to design in a way that we make it easy for the location manager to digest what the algorithm's giving them and then make any changes that they need to according to their local expertise of the situation. Once I'm happy with the schedule that I created, then I send it out to my applicators. Now as an applicator, I receive the list of work orders that I'm supposed to apply in an iPhone or iPad app. So I can scroll through the list at the beginning of the day. I tap on the first one. I can get details about the current weather conditions on the field, the ticket number, current grower farm and field, as well as products and application rates. I can review any notes from my ERP that are sent along with the work order, and when I'm ready, I hit the start button. I'm given driving directions to the field, and I have a few options to choose from in case I want to avoid a bridge or something of that nature. So I'll go ahead and start. It'll pull up the route and give me turn-by-turn driving directions. The app will speak the directions as I go to the field so that I'm able to keep my eyes on the road. When I arrive at the field, the app automatically switches to application mode. I can see in real time what my speed is as well as current weather conditions. There's a countdown timer that tells me how long it's going to be before rain starts, if there's rain that's on its way. I can switch to the radar tab and see current both satellite and precipitation, both current and into the future. I can also switch to the tender tab and set a meeting location for my tender truck to meet me at. So I'm going to set it to here, and now as the tender truck arrives, they'll be given driving directions to the location that I set. When I'm finished applying, I can review a summary of the work order. I can add notes if there's something I need to send back to the folks at the office. I can add a digital signature. This is something that you only have to do once as the applicator, and then your signature is saved on file. Of course, you could redo it if you need to. And then this, along with my applicator registration number, the weather conditions of the field, the start and end time, anything else that's required for documentation, gets sent back to the Solinftec web app and then to the ERP in the cases where that's supported. If I need to adjust any of this information, I can choose edit and review all the data that's going to be sent back along with this work order. If I need to override something, say for example I measured the wind with a hand wind meter, then I can come in here and maybe the airport was reporting 13 miles an hour, but at my hand meter at boom height the wind speed was only 8 miles an hour. I can adjust this before sending it back. Finally, I just hit save and send work order. It'll ask me if I want to go ahead and start the next work order in the list. Choose yes, and I'm again presented with driving directions to the next field. In general, we've designed the app to require a minimal amount of input from applicators. The one exception is if an applicator stops for more than a minute, we'll automatically show a pop-up asking the reason why they stopped. The value of this is you can start to collect good data on the reasons that you stopped. Some of them are going to be unavoidable, such as folding and unfolding the booms, changing tips, etc. But others, like waiting for product or maintenance, are things that can be within your control. And by collecting good data on the causes of stopping, we can help eliminate those over time. As applicators make their way through the work order list over the course of the day, we can track their progress in the monitoring tab in the web app. I'm able to zoom into an individual rig and see it as it moves through the field. I'm able to zoom out and see all my machines simultaneously. They're color-coded according to what they're doing. So dark green means that it's applying, lighter green means that it's in the field but not currently applying, and then red means that it's stopped. In addition to monitoring your fleet during the day, it's also easy to come back in after the fact and analyze how the day was spent. So I can click on this timeline view on the top and see on a per machine basis where each machine was in terms of grower, farm, and field over the course of the day. I can visualize what the total stop time was. I can mouse over each point on the timeline and see details. If I want to drill in for a closer look, I can also click on the machine and choose trail, and then I can choose a day to review. So in this case, we're going to choose the 4th and load up this day. So I can see here that 2 fields were applied. This is an ammonia application. I can zoom into the individual field and see the path that was taken through the field. I can see when the machine was traveling versus when it was applying, and then these red dots are any time when the machine was stopped. If I want to review this application in more detail, I can just hit the play button. You can replay exactly how the application took place. If you want to, you can speed it up a little bit. You can see the exact path that was taken through the field and the individual decisions that the applicator made as they were applying. In addition to using this data for coaching, we can also use the data to automatically detect and correct problems in real time. So for example, if an applicator starts to apply the wrong field, then we will alert them in the cab, we'll alert the location manager, and we'll be able to get ahead of the problem before it actually materializes. The same story if you start to apply a field off label. We can provide alerts and fix that situation right in the moment. Or if there's an excessive amount of overlap, or if there's excessive amount of skip, or if the applicator starts leaving the field and there's still a few acres left to apply. All of those are issues that we can detect and get ahead of in real time. Preventing mistakes and increasing efficiency are things that help you create a culture of excellence, which will lead to better service for your growers and ultimately to a more profitable operation.